Taurus, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Taurus. Happy birthday. We are in the throes of Taurus season. I hope you are celebrating your fabulous self. I hope you're having a good month or so of birthday pleasures, birthday celebrations. It's been intense. You know, I feel like I kind of say this, I'm a broken record on some levels, but it has. There's been a lot going on in the astrology, a lot of tension, frustration that has really been heightened in the collective, i.e. through that water and fire element. We just came off of a full moon in Scorpio. But the value, what I'm seeing right now is that earth energy, your element, is starting to enliven a little bit more and soak up some of the tension, some of the frustration. We're actually also seeing this play out a little bit more in the transits this week. Things are calming down, not feeling so high highs and low lows and all over the place. And, you know, people are definitely having their temper tantrums, but there's a little bit more stability. It's a little bit more like, do I really want to get involved with that thing? Do I really want to go down that road, or am I just going to X, Y, and Z, right? It's not easy because relationships have been a huge focal point. Relationships and self is what I should say. We are in a time where it's important to invest in ourselves. I mean, it always is, but that value of really knowing who you are, what you want, how you want your life to look, and then coming back and really seeing who and what is willing to support that, work with you in that, etc. And it's highlighting a lot of people in situations that just aren't, you know, kind of just want to do their own thing or repeat their own karma. I'm kidding, no shade. You know, it's interest. It's a hard. I'll leave it at that. It's a lot of things that we kind of have to keep tabs on, and it's been a little much, right? But that's why I like to start our readings off with an energy cleansing, just kind of set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any blocks, obstacles we might be coming into. It's a great time to set your own intention for the reading as well, Taurus, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, that kind of vibe, or if you just are looking for more of a realignment with self, mind, body, soul. I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we feel good in self, when we're aware of who we are, what we want, what we need, etc., that is when we're actually manifesting our abundance, our happiness, fulfillment, that ideal life that we all deserve. We all deserve, right? So all the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. I would love to connect, help, support in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All right, Taurus, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being, so we may see and understand the messages clearly, and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama love. All right, Taurus. So it does feel like I'm hearing like purging. You're purging out a lot, or like maybe not even like an intentional spring cleaning. Like this feels like all aspects of your life. I feel like you kind of had, come to this point of, I don't know, right? Like it's surrender is what I'm hearing. And I'm not talking about releasing and letting go. I'm just talking about, well, it essentially is that, right? But like, I don't know, when we're fighting with people, situations, working so hard to let our truth be heard, etc., it gets exhausting. It gets effing exhausting. And we're in this space right now where like things aren't necessarily moving as fast as we want them to, or like people aren't understanding. So a lot of that proverbial fighting for your rights is, I'm not saying it's blowing hot air, but it kind of has that energy around it. Meaning, like, you can conserve your energy, right? Like, you don't have to, Hunter, I love this. The cards never lie. And like, half the time I'm not looking at them. So when I do, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's true. No, but I love that strength is your overarching energy this week, because it's like, maybe there have been places where you're funneling your energy into people, situations that are becoming more of a drain, or are actually like playing off of your strength. Like they're kind of just siphoning from you. There's that surrender card. So understandable why that's a little annoying right now, because it feels like, or your energy is showing like, hey, that's something that I'm already doing. Like I'm already kind of like letting go of control. Or maybe I just let a situation, a person do what they need to do. And I haven't really gotten a lot of, not even feedback, like, but it's almost just like you feel like you've been left hanging, you know? And some of this is the way that Mars has been showing up in the astrology lately. But it's also this value of giving you an opportunity, I'm hearing, to rebuild your strength. You do need to be on the other end of receiving, maybe not overextending as much this week for you. I'm hearing like self-care is super important this week, taking time to rest. You might be receiving a lot of insight in your dream world, or even just like daydreams. If you're not a person that dreams a lot, this could even just be kind of like your downloads, your intuition, giving you these signs, directions, etc. But definitely there's this theme of being a little bit more quiet, taking a step back and observing. Observing is in your blocked energy this week. So it kind of looks like maybe you're not being, I'm hearing, completely honest with yourself about someone or something, right? We saw that forgive card pop up in the very beginning. So maybe you do need to forgive someone. Taking something for granted, a partnership, relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic or love per se, but there is something lingering around you that it's important. It's important to address. I'm hearing like, I kind of just feel like this is a situation that you're not ready to reopen, right? Like it might be something that you kind of have on the back burner. Maybe you had intentions to readdress it and you're in this place where you're constantly being, you know, preyed upon, so to speak. I don't mean to make it like, you know, heavy and ominous, but it definitely has this vibe around it where whatever is taking your time and energy, it's like taking your time and energy. And again, kind of in a way where like, it doesn't need to be that way. And I feel like you kind of are acknowledging that a little bit more this week. I think you are changing your roles a little bit as well, is what I'm seeing. 8 of Cups, you're making some strong decisions. Even if like you're not certain how everything's going to play out or like what your next steps are, you're starting to reevaluate from that perspective of taking care of yourself. But unfortunately or not, it is going to require well, we've seen this, as I'm saying this, like we've seen this in your readings lately, Taurus, where it's really important for you to listen to and trust your own instincts. I feel like you needed to take some time for yourself to gain in some stability. And I feel like there is someone encouraging you to continue to make more steps accordingly. Because it's for your like mental, emotional, right? Whatever you're dealing with, someone is not helping that. Someone's not helping that. And if anything, it feels like they're way more of a burden. And I do like, I'm hearing like an angel on your shoulder, even that if that's coming in the form of a person, like a wise person giving you wise advice. you have to make a hard decision. I feel like that's why the strength is emphasized in your reading this week. You have to make a hard decision. Someone's not going to like it, and it probably is going to suck on some level. It probably is going to be really difficult, a difficult conversation. You're preparing for it. We've been seeing this a lot in the collective where, you know, it's time to make changes. We are in that process, but we also have to prepare our strength, right? Like, strength doesn't come just from endurance. That's why we work out, take care of ourselves, activity, eat well, rest, etc. All those things help us to become stronger individuals, mentally, emotionally, physically. And that's where you're at. Like, you're not ready to have any conversations this week. I think it's on the horizon. I feel like some of this, like how you do need to approach this situation, is going to come through you being more introspective, processing, taking time to rest, heal, rebuild your strength. And then I feel like you're just approaching it, even though it is a difficult situation, even though it does take a lot, you know, to kind of make this decision, it's actually better in the long run. It's better in the long run. And honestly, it looks like whatever you're dealing with, it's not even just their true colors. I do see some true colors coming out, but I'm also seeing that, like, someone admits something. They're fine, but this isn't happening this week. It's like, I feel like as you're preparing, as you're strengthening, as you're gathering your tools, so to speak, and making decisions, as you're making those decisions, that's when some of this secrecy, this kind of, Seven of Swords is really shady energy. It's someone who doesn't want to be found out. It's someone who is stealing, taking advantage of, lying, manipulating, etc. And I feel like that is what is uncovered. You already know this to some capacity. Maybe, again, you don't have all the answers or whatever, but you know who and what you're dealing with, or you've seen enough of it to understand what road it's going down. Morning ritual. I really love this. Definitely sets a day. Ayurveda is huge into ritual, dinacharya, and it's all about, setting the tone, essentially, like giving our physiology, our mind, our body, our soul something, not even just expect, but it's essentially self-care, when we have routine, when we're consistent in that process. What I've realized personally, when I'm consistent in my routine, it actually helps in every area of my life. It's like a really good way to set a solid foundation for yourself, 100%, so you can breathe. I'm hearing like needing a little bit more headspace, or needing, not just headspace, but like breath. It's connected to our prana, i.e. the life force. And when we're not breathing, when we're not, it's essentially trapping. It's essentially restricting where we need information, where we need to see, understand things clearly. But if we take that step back, if we do some deep breathing, it really does settle our mind, our nervous system, etc. And from that space, that's how we can better understand to execute certain decisions. Decisions that might take a lot of strength, that might not be very easy, but are also very necessary. And it looks to me this week like you're ready to make some of those decisions. It's going to be a little bit hard. I think you're still figuring out the particulars, how this is all going to play out. But at the same time, you're more inspired to like honor your heart, your mind, your soul in this process. Continue to do that. Continue to take care of yourself, because I feel like that's, again, it's going to just set a stronger foundation for you as you move forward. So thank you so much for your time, energy, always, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.